Okay, so welcome back to this next video in which we are discussing cholesterol metabolism. Okay, right, so this is going to be a short video, the aim of which is just to add in a little bit of the reverse cholesterol transport process that I didn't talk about previously when we were talking about reverse cholesterol transport. Okay, so let me just tell you what we've talked about so far. So we have talked about in peripheral cells which are overloaded in cholesterol, you get the activation of the liver X receptors, okay, with that retinoid X receptor. Okay, so the liver X receptor, retinoid X receptor heterodimer becomes active. Okay, that changes the gene expression within these peripheral cells, and they start expressing these two transporters ABCA1 and ABCG1 here, okay, which start pumping cholesterol out, and the cholesterol is accepted by HDL discs which are secreted by the liver. Okay, then what will happen is LCAT attaches onto the apolipoprotein A1 and then starts catalyzing the conversion of the cholesterol into cholesterol esters, and it gets the long-chain carboxylic acid to do that from lecithin molecules, producing lysolecithin in the process. Then what I told you about is how HDL can then transfer the cholesterol ester building up in its belly here to LDL particles, and therefore you're returning the cholesterol from these cholesterol overloaded peripheral cells to the LDL pool. What I didn't mention was then the fact that HDL can also then go back to the liver. Okay, so HDL particles, they don't stay in the blood forever. Eventually they do get reuptaken by the liver, and therefore the cholesterol that's in them when that occurs is going to be reuptaken by the liver, and that's another part of reverse cholesterol transport. Okay, so the receptor then on the liver which binds to HDL particles and removes the cholesterol from those HDL particles is what's called the Scavenger receptor B1, okay, which for short is abbreviated to the SRB1. So this stands for the Scavenger receptor B1. Now, the mechanism by which the Scavenger receptor B1 actually removes the cholesterol from the HDL particles and gives it to hepatocytes is still very poorly understood. Okay, it doesn't seem to be for an endocytosis process, okay, but as I say, it's very poorly understood. But an important point here then is that HDL particles are eventually removed from the blood, and they do go back to the liver, okay, and that delivery then of cholesterol from peripheral tissues to the liver is also an important part of reverse cholesterol transport. Okay, so reverse cholesterol transport then is all about cholesterol overloaded peripheral cells giving up cholesterol to HDL particles. Those HDL particles can then either put the cholesterol back into the LDL pool, or they can put it into liver cells, basically. They can deliver it back to liver cells. Okay, so if we go back to this picture here, really, reverse cholesterol transport should have an additional arrow here, which takes it back to the hepatocytes, like so, as well. Okay, so both of those processes are important in getting rid of the cholesterol from these cholesterol overloaded peripheral cells. Okay, right, so that's just a little added portion of information here.